welcome back to my channel. So today I will be putting a full face of favorites on my face. Essentially everything that I put on my face will be a favorite. There are some things that I don't have that are my favorite that I will mention and tell you why that I like it. So let's just get right into it. So my face is already moisturized. What I put on my face is not a favorite moisturizer, so I will not mention it. Do I have a favorite moisturizer? You know, what I keep thinking about is a sample that I got in Ipsy. It was a snow cream moisturizer from the brand, I think it's Perfect by Symphony or something. I really like that moisturizer for some reason. I don't know. I've tried, it's on Amazon, but I haven't bought it because I tried to buy it one time and it was out of stock and Amazon just pissed me off, so whatever. So let's just go right into primer. I have the Milk Hydro Grip Primer that is everybody's favorite on YouTube, and I also have the Tatcha Silk Canvas, which is also everybody's fave. I think they're both okay on its own. Now considering I have very oily skin and I live in a humid, dry, dusty place, aka Trinidad, you know, I feel like primers don't always work for me. Like I have a hard time finding one that I love to control the oil like forever. But these two together really are a bougie, lovely combination. As you can see, they are both sample sizes because your girl is broke. Although I got them as gifts, but I wouldn't make anybody buy me like these two very expensive things, and I don't know if I like it. Anyway, stop talking. So I'm just gonna apply one pump of that. As you can see, it's this green clear liquid. It's very cooling, it's very satisfying to put on, I will say, and it does have a oomph of stickiness. What did I do with my beauty blender? And it really does feel very cooling, like it just glides on easily. And then if you like give it a few seconds to dry down, it does get sticky. And you would have heard if you watch like nikkietutorials that, you know, you want a sticky primer for your primer to stick. The foundation, I feel like sticky primers, the foundation does stay on, but it doesn't control oil, and I'm more here for oil control, you know. Tatcha, I feel like it's very good for making your skin smooth. This one has a very weird sort of medicinal scent. The Milk doesn't really have a scent, so I usually put the Tatcha where I get the most oily and where I have the largest pores, so right in the center of my face, and I just massage that in. Tell me if the audio is okay and the lighting is okay, because this is like a new setup, same camera but newish setup, so tell me what you all think about it. No. Alright, okay. I will do that when I put on the foundation. For foundation, my favorite thing to apply foundation with for the last year or more has been the Real Techniques Face and Body Sponge. I haven't used a brush since I've discovered the sponge because it's so big and so soft, and it does such a good job in such a fast time that I almost can't go back to brushes. For me to go back to brushes, it'll have to be like a huge soft brush that, you know, could imitate this but in a brush form. Like I just can't go back. And also a favorite has been the LA Colors Truly Matte Long Wearing Foundation. I have a review of this on my channel. It's so cheap, it's full coverage, it's matte, it lasts long, and it's cheap, and the shade matches me okay, and it's cheap, and it's wonderful. Right, so that's all I have to say about that. This is not a foundation, but as I said, I have a review. If you want to know I feel more about the foundation, you can look at the review. Okay, alright. JPEG insists that I talk about my year since I haven't uploaded in a year. Anyway, things that have changed are I moved. JP and I moved in together, so that's very exciting. Did I have a job the last time? Yes, I did have a job. I guess I started a new job. No, I was still, yeah, I was working there still. Whatever. My skin has gotten worse, my hair has gotten short and blonde. I don't really, my skin got worse. It got better and worse. You know, and I realized I don't have a mirror. Bring the mirror for me now. Anyway, I still love makeup, but like it's more of it's kind of a wishy-washy relationship at the moment. A lot has changed, but a lot has stayed the same, you know. What? Yeah, so what's new with yours? As you can see, JP still screams and makes noises in my background. But life has been okay. Sorry, life has been good with its usual ups and downs. But what can you expect, you know? But I'm here for a good time. I'm having a ride.
Next time we go for a therapy session.
Boy.
I'll be sure to mention it.
As you can see, JP is still as sassy as ever. Right. So for concealer, a favorite of mine that I don't have anymore, RIP, is the KKW Beauty Concealer. I absolutely love that concealer. I should repurchase it when she has sale, and I'm sure I've missed a sale, but I have a review on that on my on my channel as well. But a second favorite at the moment, I also really love the L'Oreal True Match foundation. That one is really nice. I need to repurchase that one as well. So a current fave that I actually have is the Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Conceal and Contour. I'm using the shade C12. Oh, and then the foundation, I use the shade, I believe it's Cafe. I think I would like it more if I had a better color. I feel like this color is just a wee too neutral. A wee. But it's nice. There are countless reviews, you know. I'm sure you've heard of this concealer, how it's a dupe for the Tarte Shape Tape, but I've never tried the Tarte Tape Shape, so. But this is, I feel like this is, if you have easy access to Makeup Revolution, or you want to make a Makeup Revolution haul, you should add this to your wish list. But I wouldn't say it's like something that you know, there are those one items that you'd spend the $7 on shipping just to get that one item. I wouldn't say that is necessarily that. I would say it's like a good concealer, but I'm sure you have access to one just as good in a drugstore. That's what I would say. I realize that I like putting, just when I'm blending that concealer, I like to put it over my eyes as well, because when I don't, I notice that like I feel like my eyes are not as bright, because I just like my eyes to be as bright as my under eye. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I did not let that concealer rest for a bit so that it will blend better, you know. But here we're moving on. We don't have all day. A continuing favorite of mine is the Sasha Buttercup setting powder. I just feel like the tone of it is nice for me and my undertones and my situations. But what I did here is that what I like to do too sometimes is that I mix it with the RCMA no color powder, and I realized that using both side by side, that the RCMA has a better, looks nicer on the skin, but sometimes you just want that hint of yellow, so you mix the two, voila. And what I do, you see I'm still using my sponge, I would just turn it to the clean side, and I would use that side for powder. And what I would do is that I apply a hefty amount on the areas that I want to highlight first. I don't like to bake because it makes my under eyes too dry. I would just take the excess powder and run it all over my face. Sometimes if I really want to be bright, I will just use the RCMA by itself, but today's just a normal day. So, and then I'll take some extra powder, and I don't have my brush. Just powder the rest of my face. And bam, we man. Jiffy, you want to do my favor? Aww. Come bring some brushes to me. Bring the brushes that you think I could use to blend blush on my face. bring the big fluffy brushes in the white thing.
Look how stupid JP is at it. Oh, what you
I'm for bronzer. I'm going to use the cult favorite butter bronzer by Physicians Formula. I'm using the shade Endless Summer because Physicians Formula finally realized that there are people of color in the world and their bronzer is not just in one shade. So kudos to them. But also, y'all took too long. It's 2019. Get your shit together, okay? Alright. I really like this. I can see why it's a favorite. The scent is very strong. I wish it was a little, like, if I put this on my face, I can smell it. But I think I need a better shade. I think I would like it more if I had a better shade as well. As you can see, I'm applying this like it's contour as well. Thank you, darling. This is exactly the brush I wanted. Right, so I'm just applying this like you would contour, and then I'm blending it out a little further than you would contour, and then I'm gonna put a wee bit on my forehead just to bring back some color because my forehead is naturally two-toned. I wouldn't say naturally, but the sun tends to burn my large forehead very fast. This is not the right brush. I'm using a fatter brush. This brush, it's almost like a dupe for that Tom Ford brush that like all the YouTubers loved like a year or two ago. This is a brush from Juvias Beauty. I got it on eBay. Listen, eBay brushes are it, y'all. I've been using this pink set forever. I need some new brushes too. So I'm just using that brush to blend. For blush, you know, I thought that this palette was very okay. This is the Saharan Blush Volume 2, but I discovered a new way to use it recently, like incorporating this very shiny pink color that's kind of making it my fave. Usually to be honest, I would like mix every color because that's how I live my life. So I don't even know, like I really do enjoy this palette. This color particularly takes a little building up, but I think that's smart because you don't want such a pungent color to be like full opacity on your cheeks. So I'm gonna use a mixture of the brown Yara and B, which is the mauve color. This is not it looks brown and you would think you could use it for bronzer, but it's actually very orange. So I'm just gonna take a hit of both of those colors. This brush is not necessarily a fave, so I would not mention it, but if you do care, you know what? I really don't like when YouTubers don't mention the brushes that they're using. So I won't be that YouTuber. This is the Wet n Wild. I'm pretty sure this is the blush brush, this white brush with like, I think the bristles were pink, but it's dirty now, I can't remember. But just like to like run, and I like to pinch it because I feel like just like this, like I like my blending control, okay? And I just like run that all across my cheek. And then what I would do with this color here, which is Solar, which is like a shiny pink color, I pinch my brush like make it like a fan brush, pick up some of Solar, and then like apply it to the very top of my cheek, almost like highlighter, because I feel like when I do that and then I layer highlighter on top of it, it really gives a really pretty effect. So I'm just gonna put a hint, like if you want to up your highlighter games or you really want to make it pop, layering is the way to do that. So I'm just gonna put, but as I have said in previous videos, like blinding highlighter is not realistic and it doesn't really look that good IRL. It looks good in pictures and on Instagram, but IRL you really I don't think you would want. If you do, it's cool, but like just telling you what's appropriate for camera and appropriate for IRL, blinding highlight in it. Oops. Right? A favorite. Like, I honestly thought with everything else that people were exaggerating about how good Ofra highlighters were. This is Everglow. This is what they did with Nikkie. Listen, the quality of this is honestly superb. Like, it's so smooth. It looks so nice. It's I just use the gold color in the middle. Sometimes I'll mix it, sometimes I'll layer a little dark, layer the light one, you know, get really crafty with the layering. But I'm just gonna use the gold one. And this brush again, Juvias Beauty from eBay, a Chinese brand, very good, love it. And this little tulip brush, I've been using this for years. Hasn't failed me yet. So I just usually like put a little bit of highlighter right on the tip of my brush. And my new way to highlight, usually I would highlight like here, like all the way across. But what I'm doing now is like I'm focusing it right here at the top of my cheek. And I don't know, I really like how it looks. So like I will put the shiny blush all the way here, and then I will focus the highlighter right here. And I don't know, I think I like how that looks now. Blend it down into the blush. Can you see how that looks just wet? Ooh! Oh. So like I've stopped carrying my highlighter like all the way there. I still do it, but just trying something new lately. Just concentrating it right at the front of my cheek. Right, blending it in with the blush. Isn't that just like the prettiest highlighter? Like, I would honestly recommend two things from Ofra. In fact, everything from Ofra. I haven't tried everything, whatever. I'm honestly convinced that their stuff is actually really good, because I remember too that I got a thingy-majiggy from Ipsy, a Ofra banana powder, and I thought that was excellent. I really should make a Ofra purchase one of these days. Anywhoosies, I'm going to do my brows off camera because that method has not changed. It is the soap brows method with the same NYX cake brow powder in black/grey. It's the same thing. It has not changed because that's the best way to do your eyebrows. So that video will be, maybe I'll list it, maybe you can go find it for yourself. Anyway, I'll be back. Okay, so brows are done. For mascara, you know, I feel like I don't really buy a lot of different mascaras, and I've never really found one that I'm totally in love with because I have short curly lashes, and I feel like mascaras are not made with me in mind, aka people with short curly lashes. But a definite fave is the Voluminous Lash Paradise, which is a dupe for the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. If I could somehow petition to Loreal to make this but with a smaller one for us curly lash girls, like that would be great. Not curly lash, but short lashed girls, okay? These big ones are not it. It's so easy to mess up, you know, but whatever. Just take your time and apply. This one is also pretty old. I definitely need a new tube, but I think for what it's worth, it does lengthen, voluminize my lash. Like, I am just here for length, I'm not here for volume. Oops. So it does that. This one is dry though, so it's not doing the best job. But you know what? It's just a natural face kind of day, so I'm not too concerned with how lovely my lashes look. Why do I have so many pauses between my sentences? What is wrong with me? Right? I think what I would do, I'm skipping any eyeshadow. What I would do is that next time or next video, or sometime in the future, I will make a video with just eye favorites. perhaps. Yeah, I could do that. Right? So for lips, I'll show you my favorite. You know, I still love Colourpop Ultra Satin. I love the Ultra Matte too. I love the lipsticks. I haven't tried the Luxe, but still favorites. So this is Ultra Satin and Magic Wand. I also still love and stand the Sasha Lip Velvets. This is a newer color to me. I'm in the nude. These two together make such a pretty combo. And what I also love to do is use my Anastasia Contour Cream Kit. This is I believe this is the dark one. I love using this as lip liner. I love using browns as lip liner. So what I will do is that I will use the darkest shade on my Real Techniques detail brush, and I would line my lips with that. Let me tell you, if you all have the Anastasia, like, I feel like it's so much product, you know, you could use it for different things. You all are sleeping on using it as lip liner. I have to sit up. So I literally just apply it like lipstick. I know some people will think it's weird, but in all honesty, you can use makeup, any makeup, to do anything that you want. You could use lipstick as foundation if you want. Would that clog your pores? Yes, but if it works, then you can do it. So I mean, obviously you have to know things that are compatible. So like a cream foundation product, putting it on your lips, it's not a problem. You know, apply that as neat or as sloppily as you desire. I will fix it and smoothen it out with, right, I'm going in with the lip velvet now and in the nude. I'm gonna apply that mostly on the outer parts of my lip. And I'm going over the brown as well and blending it in immediately. I hope you can see, I'm sorry. Alright, make sure everything is blended. As you can see, this color by itself is really pretty. I don't know why, but for me, I feel like shades like this, like these terracotta colors, they tend to make me look a bit, I feel like it ages me, you know, it makes me look like an old lady. So I feel like to youthen it up, I put something very nude in the center, but just these colors together, I don't know, they just make a really pretty ombre. So putting Magic Wand right in the center. First I'm blending it together with my lip. And then what I saw Michelle Fan do that I did and I thought it worked was like pout your lips and blend it with your ring finger. And I always feel like that hint of nude just makes me look young. Like I'm in my 20s and the world is my oyster. And then you could always, you know, put as much nude or terracotta in there, or brown, whatever makes you happy. I feel like last time I did it with the combination, I feel like you can really skip the brown, but I was feeling fancy. Okay, so there we have it, a full face of favorites. Thank you all so much for watching. Again, I do hope that I could really get back into the rhythm and the beat and upload videos more often. Leave me a comment, tell me if is there a product you want me to review. You know, I have that foundation versus the Caribbean Sun series that I would like to continue. Should I do the Juvias Place foundation, the Loreal Fresh Wear foundation?
So we're getting some drama.
Right, maybe I'll do some responses to drama because JP is insisting, you know, maybe I can be a drama channel. And I also would like to do like videos other than just makeup on the channel. So like I would like to do snack reviews, blah blah blah, other things, whatever. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram for video updates and life updates, and I also mostly post my pictures, my makeup pictures on Instagram at Pattisl. That's Pattisl.
Link in the description box below.
Right, thanks so much for watching, guys. See you next time. Bye.
Every day holding on. Just keep your eyes open, oh.